everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight's matchup features two quarterbacks who will be trying to lead their team to victory. It's Flacco's Ravens going up against Roethlisberger's Steelers. The towels are out, but it's set to be a cold one at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. That's where we'll say hello to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, despite the elements, these fans here in western Pennsylvania, they wouldn't dream of missing this one as you get a look inside snowy Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Baltimore Ravens. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brandon Godden on hand alongside Charles Davis. And yes, the storyline here, the weather. Snow and more of it expected as this game continues. So how will that impact how this one goes?
Can these teams ignore the distraction and the strangeness of playing in a snow game? Because it actually affects the crowd as well. That big roar you get is often muffled when there's a snow game. And the second part, what's the footwear you got on? Does that fit the turf you're playing on? And how will it handle?
Hey, what's up, everyone? It is John, and this is VG Revolution right here on YouTube with another viewer request game of Madden NFL 18. Brian Com, username on YouTube, wanted to see the Steelers play. He actually wanted to see Steelers-Raiders game in the snow, but I've been keeping it with these games to being real-life matchups this season. So, maybe the Steelers will meet the Raiders in the playoffs, but they will be meeting the Ravens. And so this is, I believe this is the Week 14 game in Pittsburgh. And Brian wants to see the snow, so we cranked on the snow. Much different than years past. Years past. Wow. So, here we go. Hopefully I don't suck as badly this time as I did last game. Could be dicey, though, with the weather.
Roethlisberger to throw on second down. And that's complete to Jesse James. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
Jesse James, 10 catches, 131 yards in the Steelers' 2 playoff games last year. A more than reliable tight end, a guy who can create big-time plays downfield. But let's face it, partner, you love calling that name in a game, don't you?
I do. But as we saw right there, he's really reliable on third down, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Jesse James.
And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through.
I think we're going to pound it in.
7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortled.
Get the running game going, hopefully.
We got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
See how the conditions hold up. Real short.
Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
No hole there.
We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run
once
the
we
football,
wear down the
you gotta play
defense,
long
maybe.
Game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he's got the first
down. Want a big run there.
He takes it down to
Didn't get a big run there. Just got what I needed.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. Now a first down carry by Bell. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I will throw some play action at them, see if they fall for it.
On defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They wanted it every position, and we just saw there some linebackers who can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
And not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss. And this is caught by Martavis Bryant. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And Martavis Bryant back in the fold, which delights not just himself.
A little bit of a slide there with the players at the end. We actually watched.
He can do it all, Brandon. Able to go across
as they were going down, they kind of slid. That was pretty interesting.
And make catches.
Sat out last year, as you're alluding to. Year before, though, 50 catches.
Go back to the ground here.
65 yards and
See
6
what we can
touchdowns.
do, maybe.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Let's go to my favorite play.
Second down, 8. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On second down, here's Roethlisberger. A screen to Bell. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. Now that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying it is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
Now, prior to the snap, we hit all zeros as time has run out on the first quarter of play. 0-0 our score. More from the Steel City coming up after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
This now play number 9 on the opening drive, but it's third and long.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger.
Oh,
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
threw it right to him.
Picked
Oh,
off
this
here
is
by
not
Jimmy
good.
Smith.
It's like it slipped out of his hand. It wasn't even anywhere near.
Some things you just accept as fact
Where
in
it's
the
supposed to be.
NFL. And one that is true, the Baltimore Ravens are
I
going
let
to
him a
attack
little
you
bit,
on
but not that
defense
much.
and create
Jesus.
turnovers and takeaways. Their secondary had 18 interceptions
receiver wasn't
in
even close.
2016.
That was tied for the most in the league.
We'll get it back. I hope.
Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. They get the pick. Now what can Flacco do on first down? Catch made there by Brett Perriman. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
With Steve Smith retiring, someone's got to fill the void as the #1 receiver for the Baltimore Ravens. And Brashad Perriman, going into his third year, this needs to be his time.
First-round pick, of course, missed all of his rookie year with a knee injury. 33 catches last year.
There we
He has
go.
the ability. Now he has to just go out and do it.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
On the ground, it's
No
West
run
again.
game on either side of the ball
Nobody
today.
through there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
That's 2 really good stops in a row. Back-to-back tackles for losses. I mean, let's face it, they are locked into what they're doing offensively. And now they've earned the right to rush the passer on third down, haven't they?
Yeah, and offensively, they're going to have to do something else because the run game, at least on this drive, isn't working. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there. That brings up 4th.
You know, every
I don't
time
think
we
he was
talk
actually
about
out of bounds,
the most
but
important quality for a quarterback to have in the
I'll take
NFL,
it.
what do they usually cite?
Arm strength.
Yeah, and that's really way down on the list. Accuracy is one of the bigger ones, maybe the foremost one. That's what he needed on that play.
And this one is right down the middle. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us want to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit. Taking it over in a sudden change situation and shutting them down.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two.
Oh,
right?
gosh.
Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well,
good.
you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And a nice gain of 21 yards. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. A good first down call as the screenplay gets him 9. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. A reminder coming up at halftime while the two of us head for warmer areas of the press box. We'll be sending you to Orlando where Larry Ridley will have highlights and analysis
What the
of
hell?
this first half.
Send me to Orlando, please.
Don't
The
be
hell,
so
Ben?
soft.
And one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory even if they don't get it, though. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Nice footwork at the 25.
Beautiful.
And he's going to get this one down right to the edge of the red zone of the chalk of the 20. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. They go play action here on first down.
Oh!
And
Out
this
of
is going to
bounds.
be caught, but they'll say out of bounds.
Amazing, but out of bounds.
So it's incomplete.
I know for us it's fun.
I don't know what happened
And it's
there.
not so much
Actually, I
fun
feel
for
like
the
that
rookie
wasn't the right
receivers
route.
when we see them coming into the league and we're going to training camps. You see them working on getting 2 feet down instead of 1. But the best ones train in college trying to get 2 down instead of 1, so the transition's a little bit less. In this case, though, wasn't able to complete it anyway.
And Bryant's got it over the middle. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Great change up there on the route and got that inside release, made it a successful pitch and catch.
Well, the first thing you want to do is have him thinking that you're going outside, make a move in that direction. Then you really don't run the route against the whole body of the defender. You run against a half of him in the inside half, and he took it right across his face, got inside, and won that route in a big way.
And incomplete as the
Well, let's
screen
tie
there
it up.
unsuccessful. So now 4th down coming up.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had
Floated
one
it. I thought it got high
He's got to
enough.
start taking better care of it.
Yeah,
But
really should
did
have
not get over that.
back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, but the net gain, 3 points.
And you're going to have drives like that in this league. Sometimes you just got to take the 3 and move on. Always better than nothing.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Ravens taking the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense,
No way.
they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
First carry for the vet, Danny Woodhill. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. Wow. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here
right
before we get to halftime.
I wish I used one this timeout earlier.
So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. Back deep for the Steelers, Antonio Brown. Fielded at the 33. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return.
Break free.
And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. He's going to float this one deep right side.
Oh! Almost had
and
it.
This one is incomplete.
So
we're at halftime here on a Monday night as we send you now to Orlando and our Tiburon studios, where Larry Ridley's standing by with our EA Sports halftime report. Larry?
Thanks, guys. We'll get back to you soon for the second half of this.
Let's take a look at the halftime report.
But first, let's look back now at this first half of play. Both the Steelers and the Ravens are not doing much on the ground, and it's easy to see why that would play into this low-scoring game. We'll have to see if either team gets it going on the ground in the second half. All right, let's do this. Here's the first half highlights. About halfway through the second quarter, Bell's got nobody around him on the catch, and he'll end up at the 20-yard line before being tackled. But they end up coming away with just 3 on the draw. So that'll do it for us here in Orlando. Let's get back up to Pittsburgh as we hand it back over to Brandon Gott.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. To return, here's Michael Campanaro. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They'll run again here with West. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right, you look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. That is caught. It's Perriman. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. That one goes for 29 yards on third down.
Should have had him.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. To say they've kept him under wraps running the football, that's an understatement. He's been completely neutralized.
Yeah, they've essentially taken him out of the game, haven't they? And you know all the teams say, we're not going to let him beat us. Well, that's exactly what's happened here. They've lived up to that.
And he'll bring this one inside the 35. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts this down to a 3rd and about 5.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and
feel like
gain
that's
enough
something I would
yardage
have
to
just
put
done.
themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half.
All right, let's see if we can get a run
They trail
here.
offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter. No time to panic.
Draw play
but that
here, see
also
if we can
doesn't
fake
mean
him
you just
out.
do it the same way you've been doing it
don't
the
know if this is
entire
gonna
ball
work.
game. Maybe change up some blocking
Maybe
assignments.
3rd and long in a moment.
Different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves him needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
Let's go back to the screen.
The Steelers on 3rd down.
Hopefully this
They've
works.
hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Here we go.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Now they go screen. It's complete.
Man.
Only 2 on the screen pass there, and it'll be 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Back now in
We
Pittsburgh.
gotta hold them on this.
It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter.
Deep. Nope. I screwed this up.
This is away and a very
No, maybe
good
not.
kick angled for the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
Not too bad. Could have been worse.
The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Now a toss. This is West. Look at the spin.
Jesus.
And he gets this
As soon as he
one up
spins,
just
he's
shy
like
of the 35
invisible.
to the 34. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
Partner, I think a lot of people thought that Baltimore would draft at least one runner. In fact, they didn't take any skill position players in the draft. So I think a lot's still going to fall on Terrence West.
Well, he did have over 1,000 yards from scrimmage last year, a career high. They'll run it with West. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine.
Nice.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Come on, guys.
Ben
We need to
Watson
hold him
was the
here.
intended target, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but They took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
No.
Flacco.
Woo.
And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls
Beautiful.
down
That's what we needed.
incomplete. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now, in the second half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call and get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot.
It'll go as just a 15-yard punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got
Oh,
to feel
no.
there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
That would
And
be
that
great.
one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that. Yeah, there was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. Bryant with a catch right side.
Forward progress.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
They'll go again with Bell. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Let's see what the offense comes with here. 2nd and 8.
All right, here we go.
Time
2
for a
minutes to
break.
go.
We'll come back, see what transpires after
Pull
this.
this off here. 2nd down. Let's go back to that slants.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. Complete to Bryant. Past the 20. And so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big play that time for Pittsburgh.
All right, let's not rush, guys. No rush.
Well, I guess at the very least, they got the tackle from keeping him out of the end zone.
Yeah, you're looking for that silver lining, aren't you? But guess what? Everything changes now after that big play. They've got a chance to strike.
Run this clock down.
Now Bell. And he's into
So should
the
have been
end
the whole game.
zone.
Running it to the outside.
Steelers. Way beyond Bell. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Steelers have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a
lot of time
long way.
left.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. Now Joe Flacco and the offense heading back out onto the field. This is something we've seen many times over the course of his career. Can he pull off another 4th quarter comeback?
And it's very strange, isn't it? Because when it's a player of this magnitude, even though the guys on defense have the lead and are sitting in the best spot, they're maybe the most nervous people in the stadium because they've seen this happen to too many people before, too many teams. They've got to find a way to shut him down.
Here we go again for the grizzled vet. Finds his man, Watson, over the middle. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. Back to throw. And Watson has it right side. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. They'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Brandon, looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion.
It's always nice when you can put your hand right through the guy's throat.
And on 2nd and 10 now. He's back to throw. And he's got the veteran here. It's Mike Wallace. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down. He'll look to throw. That's into the hands of Wallace over the middle. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. 2nd and 5. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Back to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free, then brings up 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Setting to throw, Flacco. And this is caught. He hits Macklin. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. As the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. And now the offense operates in the red zone.
Oh, man, I'm going to pass it. I'm going to pass it.
Flacco to throw. He hits West underneath. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Flacco. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Mike Wallace, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Defensively now, one more play to stop. What are they looking for?
You want to take away their #1 running option that you've scouted and take away their #1 receiver and see if someone else can beat you.
Pressure mounting. Flacco.
Come on.
And it is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, my God.
And a great game comes down to this. Time for one play, and they got to get it in the end zone.
And I want every cover guy I've got in the game on defense, every extra defensive back who can make a play on the football. So whether it's nickel, dime, quarter, whatever you want to call it, I want 5, 6, 7 guys back there.
One last gasp for Flacco.
Out of yes.
And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over.
And
Well,
there's a nail biter at the end there.
About a game in the snow. Just always fun in these elements.
Definitely interesting in the snow.
The only thing
things really didn't go as I hoped.
Was canceled tonight, but we'll deal with that later. It was really
a lot closer than I thought this game was going to be.
There is something special about games played in the snow.
Let's look at the
because
highlights.
The element of surprise really kicks in. You don't know how they're going to handle the ball. If someone's going to make a dramatic play just out of nowhere, and all of a sudden,
that was a nice one.
It just
That was probably
the
the best
course
play of the
things,
game.
But a big shout out to our crew to make sure that we were comfortable up here, as comfortable as one could be. In these elements, they took care of us and made sure we were dressed properly.
So that'll do it
All
for
right,
us.
thank
For
you for
Charles
tuning
Davis
in.
and all our
Make
crew,
sure to hit
I'm
subscribe
Brandon
if you
Gaudin.
enjoyed
You've
this
been
video.
watching the NFL on
Make
EA
sure to check us
Sports.
out on Twitch,
The Steelers are winners,
twitch.tv/VG
as we
Revolution,
say so
streaming
long
there
from Heinz Field.
quite often. And until next time, keep on gaming.